G'day guys, I thought I'd mix it up a little bit here for you. I'm sitting at Grace Park in Hawthorn, and I thought I'd walk you through a little recovery routine. I think so often when it comes to distance running, one of the things that we forget to do is the simple stuff, and one of the most simple things that you can do to help you recover is just stretching. I try and do some form of stretching 4 or 5 times a week, but I mean, if you're doing nothing at the moment, just anything's an improvement on that. And the reason that we stretch, the reason that we invest in little exercises and stretching routines like this is about longevity, and it's about making sure that we're able to continually, get back onto the start line, continually get back to training. The more consistent we can train without injury, obviously, is going to lead to better results. So this one's pretty simple. I'll walk you through it. It's a little bit inspired by a couple of years of yoga as well, so I'm pretty sure some of these moves are straight out from the world of yoga. I didn't bring a block, so this first one could be a little more tricky to sort of get started, but I like just to start just with my legs crossed and just getting a couple of deep breaths just to help calm me down so my muscles are nice and loose before we get going. Close your eyes if you like. Even if you had a really busy day, just encourage you just to leave that busy day at the door for 10 minutes or 15 minutes as we go here. If you need to put a cushion or a block or something just under your bum so you can cross your legs, feel free to do that. You want your back just to be straight as we start here. And then put your right hand down next to your right hip with your left arm up in the air. You feel that stretch just down the left hand side of your ribs. And when you inhale, switch sides. This is just a nice little loosener up that side of the body. And a nice one for your hips, just come forward, put your hands just in front of your body and lean over the front of your feet. You should feel that a little bit through your glutes. And come back up to sitting. Then we'll just get your legs straight out in front of you. And then hug your left leg up towards your chest. So you've got your left foot over your right quad and just squeeze the left leg up towards your chest. You should feel that through your left glute. It's a nice little de-stressor for the end of a day as well. Even if you haven't ran today or you just had a busy day at work, it's a really nice way. I always find it a really nice way just to stretch out. There seems to be a correlation between how flexible you are or how nimble you are and how good you feel. I notice that in me anyway. If I haven't stretched for a couple of days, I always feel a bit more uptight. If you want to get a bit more of a stretch, just bend that right leg. I think this is called spaghetti pose in yoga. My hips really need some work in terms of this focus stretching, so I'm not going to be the best example of this one, but the stretch is still the same. So with your right foot bent under next to your left bum cheek, it's going to bend forward like what we started with earlier. You should feel this a little bit in your right hip as well, or a lot maybe. There's a few people walking around out here, so I'm sorry if I get interrupted and have to talk to someone. doing my best just to keep the audio focused on you guys, but I'm getting a couple of interesting looks. It's always interesting having your iPhone set up on a tripod in a park and trying to play it cool, but here we are. And sit back up and put your legs back out in front of you. Make sure you're still breathing, and switch legs. So bring your right foot up to your chest. Oh, I love this stretch. It really doesn't matter if you're a 800 meter runner or a marathon runner. I don't think there's any escaping the importance of stretching. It's funny as well, I think, especially in guys, like a lot of us guys have who have been running for years and years, naturally, like I mentioned before, have a little bit of tension through the hips, and I just think in terms of maintaining a good stride length, and as I said before, reducing injury, it's really important to focus on continually stretching. And same as the other side, bend your left foot up to your right bum cheek, and spaghetti pose, coming forward. Just keep checking in that you're not holding your breath. You really want to make sure that the oxygen's hitting your muscles. Just a classic one. We'll hit the hamstrings for a minute. So sitting up nice and tall, hands up in the air, and just leaning over. You don't want to bend your back too much, like this, and really strain. You want to keep your back straight and sort of push your chest forward towards your toes. On your inhale, just really focus on keeping your back straight, and exhale, if you can go down a little lower. If you can't, it's fine. Even if you can't touch your toes, just grab your sort of calves or down at your ankles. Stretching is one of those funny things that you feel like you want to be a hero with and prove to yourself how flexible you are, but what we really want to get is just a good little stretch. And sitting back up, hit our hips again. If you just come down onto your back, so many flies out here. I'm doing my best not to shoo them away. Down onto your back, and just lifting your left leg up in the air, folding it across your body with your left arm out. If you're comfortable, just look across to your left hand. You guys are going to feel awesome after this. You do it a couple of times a week, especially, you'll feel like a new athlete. I'm a big fan of Yoga with Adrian on YouTube. So if you want something that's a little bit more focused just on flexibility, she's a bit of a guru on YouTube. It's a really fun channel to follow along with. And straighten out your leg a minute, and Now we'll hit the right side. Right arm stretched out. And if you're comfortable, look towards your right hand. And sitting up. This one they call child's pose in the yoga world. I'm sure you yogis will be aware of it. So all you're doing is you're putting your legs or your knees out, sitting on your heels about shoulder width apart, and just lowering your hands down in front of you. You should really feel this in your groin. I always feel it under my shoulders as well, which is really nice. Or my lats, I should say, sorry. With this one, push up into almost like a downward dog. Stretch out your calves a little bit. Push your chest back towards your quads. And back to your knees. Just come onto your tummy and put your hands at about shoulder width apart. And then with this one, just push up. You should feel this. This is a great stretch all up your abs. Keep breathing. And push back up. I'd love to know how you guys are finding this. Let us know. One of the last stretches will on our knees, so our left knee, our right foot out in front of us, and just with your right leg straight, just leaning over. As I said, there's no need to be a hero. You don't have to try and, get your head on your knee or anything like that. Instead, focus on your inhale just to get your back straight, and then on your exhale just to lower down a little further if you're comfortable. Just hold that. There's a heap of tradies around here, and pretty sure they're looking at the bloke doing yoga in front of the flower bush, thinking it's a little bit cute, but you guys better like this. And we'll switch sides. And keeping that left leg out in front, just bend the knee. Hope I'm still in frame here. You should feel it up through the right side of your groin. probably my favourite stretching routine to do after a Sunday long run. Come home, get some brekkie. You're always pretty tired after a big effort, so create a bit of space and just go through this routine. The last one we'll do, guys, is just the other leg there. You don't need to be too fancy when it comes to your stretching either. I think what's more important is just that you're doing it. I mean, we all learn the basic essential stretches in primary school. So as long as you're doing some form of stretching, 10 to 15 minutes, a couple of days a week, that's perfect. Alrighty, guys, that's us done. Good work. Alright, let us know if you enjoyed these videos, and I'll make a few more. I'll put a couple of little routines together for you. Till then, have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you soon.